Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and this is your stimulus check update for the next stimulus package for Wednesday, December 23rd. I hope everyone is off to a good and safe start to their Wednesday so far. In this video, I'll be discussing updates in regards to the current relief package and the second stimulus check. I'll also be discussing current developments over the relief package, if we have a chance to receive a $2,000 stimulus check, and then I'll be wrapping up this video by answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. But first, if you wouldn't mind real quickly liking this video and giving me a big thumbs up, it really just helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of pushing this video out to other viewers like you, and hopefully helping other people like you as well. Okay, so with President Trump not supporting the bill passed by Congress and potentially vetoing it, the chaos of 2020 continues on. After months of trying to get something done, Congress was finally able to pass a $900 billion virus relief package, but now the future of it is in doubt. Donald Trump said, quote, "I'm asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 per couple. I'm also asking Congress to immediately get rid of the wasteful and unnecessary items in this legislation or to send me a suitable bill." House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who has been heavily critical of the president over the past 4 years, praised Trump in a tweet, saying Republicans repeatedly refused to say what amount the president wanted for direct checks. At last, the president has agreed to $2,000. Democrats are ready to bring this to the floor this week by unanimous consent. Let's do it. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was also on board, tweeting out, "Let's do it. Rashida Tlaib and I already co-wrote the amendment for $2,000 checks, so it's ready to go. Glad to see the president is willing to support our legislation. We can pass $2,000 checks this week if the Senate GOP agrees to stand down." Senator Bernie Sanders, who supported $1,200 direct payments with Josh Hawley, was also in support of the idea in a tweet as well. So what exactly is going on here? Is President Trump really serious about vetoing the bill, or is he simply trying to garner more attention from the media during his final month in the White House? For the past several months, we have seen him demand bigger checks for Americans, but can we really expect anything to come from this? These are all questions we'll have answered in the future. Now, there are really a few different ways this can all play out. The first way, President Trump will threaten to veto the bill over the next day or so, garner a lot of attention, and then sign it at the last minute. The second thing that could happen is that he really could end up vetoing the bill. If he vetoes the bill, Congress will have a chance to override his decision with a 2/3 approval in both the House and the Senate. Now, when it passed the House and the Senate, it was approved by more than 2/3 of each chamber, so they should be able to easily override his veto. Of course, the only thing that we have to fear here is if we see a good chunk of Republicans in the Senate throw their support behind the president's veto and decide to change their vote from a yes to a no. At the moment, the Republican Party is pretty split. We have some Republicans who still fully support President Trump, and others who are simply ready to move on. So while I do think there would be a very strong chance of Congress overriding his decision, there would be a slim chance that they wouldn't. The last outcome we may see, which I think is most unlikely, is that Congress will amend the bill to include $2,000 stimulus checks. Now, this is why I think it's unlikely to happen, because not only is President Trump demanding the checks to be increased to $2,000, but he's also asking for all the wasteful spending in the government funding bill to be removed as well. Some of the wasteful spending, according to Republican lawmakers, include billions of dollars towards foreign aid, including gender programs in Pakistan to the tune of $10 million. So basically, in the government funding bill, we're willing to spend billions of dollars in foreign aid, but we're only willing to give Americans $600 checks. Other Republicans, such as Lindsey Graham, defend the foreign aid to countries such as Pakistan, saying Pakistan is a place I really worry about. 85 countries, a woman can't open a bank account without her husband's signature. She can't inherit property. If you're a young girl in Pakistan, life is pretty tough. So we're trying to make life better for women throughout the world. So there's obviously going to be the debate of, are we trying to save the world here, or should our main priority be taking care of our own people first? So since more than likely those other wasteful spending provisions are more than likely not going to be removed, I can't really see these changes being made. Also, increasing the checks to $2,000 would create even more spending in the bill, which is something that most Republicans are trying to avoid. By increasing the amount of spending in this bill, it would lose the support of Mitch McConnell and most other Republicans, also putting them in a pretty tough spot. And in a way, one could argue that Trump is putting pressure on McConnell because of Mitch's unwillingness to support Trump in his fight over the election. McConnell and other Republicans are saying it's time to move on and accept the results of the election. Donald Trump feels that he's being stabbed in the back by McConnell and other Republicans, so this is his revenge of putting them in a tough spot, forcing them to spend more money or look like the bad guys who are holding up relief. In a photo, Trump tried to prove that McConnell only won his re-election in Kentucky because of his support. He showed that after he made a tweet for McConnell, his support increased. And then, after Trump made a robocall on October 31st, McConnell's support increased even more. Trump is saying that McConnell was going to be the first one off the ship, if not for him. This could also play a big impact on the Senate runoffs in Georgia if Donald Trump and other Republicans are being seen as the ones that are holding up relief. So in the end, it should be really interesting to see where all this ends up. In my opinion, I see this creating a lot of chaos in typical 2020 style, but then I think in the end, Trump will sign the bill as is. I just don't see the other spending provisions being removed, nor do I see Mitch McConnell agreeing to increase the spending even more to add $2,000 stimulus checks in it for everyone. It should be really interesting to see how everything unfolds, and I'll definitely make sure to keep everyone updated. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to move right along to answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. And if you do have any other comments or questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I do try to answer as many of the comments and questions as I possibly can, but for those comments and questions I'm not able to respond to, I do try to pick some of the more popular ones to answer in the next video in video form. Okay, so without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into the first comment of today's video, which is from The Real. The Real says, when they send the stimulus checks, can we update the direct deposit info through the non-filers portal? Okay, thank you so much for your question. And yes, the IRS should be giving everyone a chance to update all their banking information. I would expect that they'll have us do that through the payment portal, or it's also certainly possible they have another site where we can change all of our information. However, you will have to do that after the bill is signed into law, because if you try to do it now, all the payment portal will tell you is when you received your first payment and which account it was deposited in. So it's not 100% clear yet, but I'll definitely make sure to keep you updated. Okay, moving along to the next question of today's video, which is from William. William says, what are the odds that there will be a new round of stimulus checks after Mr. Biden takes office? As well, do you think that he will be able to get the $200 per month increase in Social Security checks pushed through? Okay, thank you so much for your questions, William. And first off, I would say there's at least a decent chance of receiving another stimulus check after Joe Biden takes office. Biden has already acknowledged that this most recent package that passed Congress is only a down payment and that he'd like to pass more aid in the future. Additionally, there are some other provisions that both sides would like to see added to the deal, such as the aid for state and local government, for Nancy Pelosi, and the liability shield for Mitch McConnell. So it definitely seems like we're going to see another deal in the near future. However, what is contained in that deal is yet to be seen. Since other lawmakers were pushing for bigger checks this time around, and we're now seeing Donald Trump pushing for $2,000 stimulus checks now, it's definitely possible we see one more check next year. Joe Biden has also included a second round of stimulus payments in his list of things he wants to see in the next relief package. And even though he's not the one who will get to determine what's in the next package, or if it passes, it's at least a good sign for those looking for another direct payment. As far as the $200 increase for those on Social Security benefits that Joe Biden is pushing for, that's going to be a tough sell. For one, it seems like the fund is going to be running dry, so it's going to be difficult to be paying out even more money when it looks like the program could be in jeopardy for the future. In order to achieve this increase, the plan would be to increase payroll taxes for higher earners, which would make it so the Social Security cap was no longer limited to a certain amount. And given that there are certain lawmakers who oppose raising taxes, it would be difficult to push a bill like this through Congress. Even though a $200 increase for everyone on Social Security benefits would be really helpful, firstly, it seems like they'll need to figure out the problem with Social Security before increasing the benefits even more. With that said, I'll definitely make sure to keep you updated one way or another. Alright, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It is completely free to do so, and it's a great support to me. Also, if you'd like to receive 4 free stocks from Webull, with 2 of them valued all the way up to $1,600 each, please feel free to claim those free stocks by clicking the link in the description box below. And finally, if you join Rakuten with my referral link in the description box below and spend at least $20, Rakuten will give you $20 cash back. This means that you could buy an item through Rakuten with one of the referral links, such as Nike or Adidas, for $20, which would be right around $22 after tax, and Rakuten will give you $20 just for making that purchase. This is just an incredible deal that I would love for everyone to take advantage of. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you guys, and I hope you have a great day today.